Repeat rounds 1 to 6 to make one more fabric like this, but we don't break yarn for the second fabric and continue to crochet. The first 6 rounds of the second fabric are done. Next, we'll join the two fabrics together. In round 7, first work 1 slip stitch to join 2 fabrics together, then work 1 chain stitch and 24 single crochets in the first fabric. Next, work 24 single crochet in the second fabric. Finally, work 1 slip stitch to join 2 fabrics together. Work 1 slip stitch first. Insert the hook into a random stitch of the first fabric to work 1 slip stitch. Two fabrics are connected. Next, work 1 chain stitch. 1 chain stitch is done. Then work 24 single crochets in the first fabric. Insert the hook into the first stitch, where we just work 1 slip stitch to work the first single crochets. The first single crochet is done. Mark the first stitch. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Continue to work 23 more single crochets in the same way. Please finish the rest single crochets by yourself. "24 single crochets are done. Work 24 single crochets in the second fabric. Insert the hook into the stitch to work the first single crochets. Two fabrics are joined now. Keep working the rest 23 single crochets. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch. Please finish the rest single crochet by yourself. 24 single crochets in the second fabric are done. Remove the marker. Finally, work 1 slip stitch in the marked stitch. One slip stitch is done. This should be what it looks like when it's done. This is the top part of the heart. Round 7 is done. The stitches for rounds 8 to 10 are the same, with 1 chain stitch, 48 single crochets, and 1 slip stitch for each round. First, work 1 chain stitch. Next, work 48 single crochets. The first single crochet is done. Mark the first stitch. Keep working the rest 47 single crochets. The stitches for rounds 8 to 10 are the same, with 1 chain stitch, 48 single crochets, and 1 slip stitch for each round. Please finish them by yourself. Round 10 is done. In round 11, start with 1 chain stitch, then work a stack up, 6 single crochets, 1 decrease for 6 times. Finally, end with 1 slip stitch. First, work 1 chain stitch. Next, work 6 single crochets. The first single crochet is done. Place the marker in the first stitch. Continue to work 5 more single crochets in the same way. Six single crochets are done. Next, with 1 decrease. We will make decrease through the front loops of the next 2 stitches. A regular stitch has 2 loops. The one close to us is the front loop. Insert hook through the front loops of the next 2 stitches. There are 3 loops on the hook now. Hook the yarn and pull the yarn through the 2 front loops. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn 1 hook and pull the yarn through both loops on hook. That's 1 decrease.
Decrease is to combine 2 stitches into 1 stitch. There are 2 ways to make a decrease. Method 1. Insert the hook through the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches. Then pull up a loop through the 2 front loops on the hook. Yarn round hook. Pull the yarn through both loops on hook. That's 1 decrease. Okay, repeat. Insert hook through the front loop of 2 adjacent stitches. Hook the yarn and pull up a loop through the 2 front loops on the hook. Yarn round hook, pull the yarn through both loops on hook. That's a decrease.
6 single crochets and 1 decrease are finished. 1 set is done. Next, work 6 single crochets through both loops of the V shape. 6 single crochets are done. Next, work 1 decrease. Insert hook through the front loops of the next 2 stitches. Hook the yarn and pull through the first 2 loops. There are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn round hook and pull the yarn through both loops on hook. The second set is done. The third set. Next, work 6 single crochets. Six single crochets are done. Next, work 1 decrease. One decrease is done. The third set is done. Please finish the rest 3 sets by yourself. 6 sets are done. Remove the marker. Work 1 slip stitch to join this round. One slip stitch is done. Round 11 is done.